receive that message?
Well, look, you receive it very poorly because we have a good sense of what's happening in the street. And like I said, I investigate these things. I have to separate all the politics and all the spin and deal with forensic facts. I worked on many of the cases that you show on Fox, and I have found by and large that the police did the right thing, and the shootings or the in-custody deaths, the manner and way the police handled themselves was justifiable. However, I also have other cases where what the police do is not justifiable. But those are far and away the minority cases. You have to remember that we have 900,000 peace officers in the United States that make tens of millions of contacts a year. And out of all those tens of millions of contacts, we get 1 or 2% that resist arrest or some level of force is used. And out of that, an extremely small minority of people are killed by police.
So how do we get to this point where there is clearly a narrative developing that some cops are on the hunt for young black men? Mike?
Yeah, Meg, I think part of the problem is that the Black Lives Matter has been hijacked by a radical element, and they're using it to justify, or not justify, but to push aside the failures in the black community by Democratic politicians, liberal politicians. We can see what's going on here in New York. I was a cop in New York City in the mid-'80s. 2,400 homicides a year were happening on the streets of New York. That's almost as many guys that got killed in Afghanistan since we've been there. And it was 2,400 homicides a year. Wow. There was about 5 years, it was 2,000 people. That was over 12,000 people were killed on the streets in New York just in homicides.
You keep making people don't want to hear what Ron gave you was common sense math. They don't want to hear that. They want to be led by emotion. If a cop does a wrong shooting or breaks the law, in my opinion, he's not a cop, he's a criminal. He gets locked up. Period, end of sentence. But that's small and in between. Cops take the oath to protect and serve. And what people are going to figure out, if you keep prosecuting a cop for doing his job, guess what? They make the same check whether they chase a bad guy or take a report in the car.
Renato, what were you saying? The mic.